When answering essays, I treat them very similarly to how I treat multiple choice questions. You should attack the essay responses in a similar way to the multiple choice questions. So the question is, Ms. Granger has noticed several of her fourth grade students who are having difficulty with reading comprehension are slow readers. Write a response in which you describe an effective method for Ms. Granger to help improve her students' comprehension. And your essay should be approximately 75 to 125 words in length. First, you should identify keywords, just like you did in the multiple choice. So I selected in this essay prompt, Ms. Granger has noticed several of her fourth grade students, so I want to highlight fourth grade students because that's the grade level, who are having difficulty with reading comprehension are slow readers. So I highlight difficulty with reading comprehension and they're slow readers. Write a response in which you describe an effective method for Ms. Granger to help improve her students' comprehension. So I highlight describe an effective method, and it needs to improve students' comprehension. It also tells me that my essay should be approximately 75 to 125 words in length. So this is a shorter essay, so that I know that it's really only asking me to describe one method and not in a lot of depth. But then I also want to put my keywords into my own words. So fourth graders are reading too slowly and it's affecting their reading comprehension. And that sounds like a fluency issue to me. So I then need to describe a strategy to increase their reading rate and comprehension. So then I note that there are three things that I'm going to have to do in this essay to answer it completely. Number one, I have to identify that if students are slow readers, they must have a fluency problem. So I need to explain that issue in my answer. I also need to explain the importance of fluency and its connection to comprehension. And then I need to describe strategies or activities that help with fluency, particularly in speeding up reading rate. So then I made a list of possible strategies or activities that would work for fluency instruction. I could do readers theater, or I could have kids read aloud to someone else. I could have students listen to themselves reading fluently and non-fluently and then comparing the two examples. I could do a phrase cued reading. We could do choral reading together to help with speed. We could read songs or poems with a rhythm and read those out loud. We could use whisper phones so the kids can listen to themselves read, and we could also do repeated readings at an independent level. However, I can't talk about all of these possible options in my essay because the question asks me to only pick one effective method. So below you'll see that I have a sample response. So after I've made my list of what I need to do and what possible strategies or activities, I'm going to pick one and talk about about my response. So first, fluency is a building block of comprehension. Notice that I identify the reading difficulty straight away. Ms. Granger must begin with assessing whether the fluency rates are affecting students' comprehension abilities by calculating the student's reading rate on a 1-minute timed oral reading assignment to see how many words are correctly read. So here I provide a method to further assess what might be behind the student's fluency problems. If students are reading slowly, they may be spending too much time decoding words, which would affect their ability to comprehend. So then I explain the importance of fluency and its connection to comprehension. She should model fluent reading by reading aloud, by using taped assisted reading, and by having students listen to a fluent reader while reading along silently. So I have decided that I'm going to give examples of how students could follow a good model of reading fluently. So I have now given my instructional strategy, and I have done the three things that I set out to do. I've identified that students who are slow readers have a fluency problem. I've explained the importance of fluency and how it connects to comprehension, and I've described a strategy or strategies that could help with this problem. So then and it's within the 75 to 125 words. So now I'm clear that I've answered each part of that essay question.